As everybody in the country knows, the Democratic Party has decided to be soft on crime and soft on illegal immigration. This is a decision that was made by the progressive leadership, which held a president of the United States, Joe Biden, hostage for 4 years. And that's the historical truth. There's no two sides to the story. The Democrats are soft on crime. You see it in all of the blue states. No bail laws, permissive social order, zoning, all of that. How many times do we have to see pictures of San Francisco and LA and Chicago and Baltimore and St. Louis and New York City and on and on and on? How many times? How much body count do we have to have? After murder, after murder, after murder, after murder. And the Charlotte thing capped it. This young woman from Ukraine, the guy was arrested 15 times and he stabs her to death for no reason on a bus. And he should never have been out on the street. Charlotte, North Carolina. I mean, it is all over the place. And Charlotte is run by progressives. Okay, so there you go. North Carolina is not a progressive state, but Charlotte's a progressive city. So let's go over the Supreme Court ruling yesterday. There was a judge's order in California, of course. This judge, and I'm going to say her name very slowly, was appointed by President Biden. Her name is Mamie Osimensha Frimpong. That's quite the name. Mamie Maminoosimen Shah Frimpong. I'm sure I butchered it. All right, she looks like a nice woman. So she said, hey, Homeland Security, ICE, you can't stop Hispanic people or people speaking Spanish. You can't do it in pursuit of illegal migrants. Boom. All right. So that lawsuit was brought by the United Farm Workers and the Los Angeles Worker Center Network. A lot of them are communists. And the judge said, sure, I'll stay it because this is what I believe. We don't want any mass deportations. The state of California, run by progressives, doesn't want to deport most foreign nationals here illegally. Nor does New York, nor does Illinois, nor does Maryland, nor does Massachusetts, on and on and on. They're happy. You never heard them object to Biden's open border, those politicians, ever. There's always excuse after excuse after excuse. Anyway, Supreme Court takes a look at the lawsuit, and the non-liberal judges, the 6 of them, go, no. Okay, throws it out. So there will be other hearings, but for the time being, the Trump administration's Department of Homeland Security can question and stop anyone they want in California. It's a big victory for Donald Trump. Cold and flu season coming on up. We all know it. And it really is nothing to take lightly. So when people start getting sick all across the country, medications disappear. Everybody wants it at the same time. So it's very, very smart to have a pharmacy you can count on, like All Family Pharmacy. Right now, they're helping Americans get ahead of the curve with 10% off antibiotics, antivirals, other essentials. You know how important it is to have the right meds when you get sick, particularly when your kids get sick. You don't want to be going into the doctor's office, spending all the time. You want to have them at your home. So if you have a few months supply, you don't have to worry. And that's what we're doing here. If you believe in in medical freedom, okay, and taking care of your family, as I do, this is the pharmacy for you. Please go to allfamilypharmacy.com/Bill. Use code BILL10 to save 10%. Another constitutional issue is developing in Chicago. This is why Trump has not sent in the National Guard yet. It was easy to do in D.C. because the feds control the District of Columbia. Not so easy to do in an independent city with no ties to the federal government other than grants because of the posse comitatus law that's in the Constitution. And you can look it up, okay? Can't use U.S. military for law enforcement purposes. That's it in a nutshell. So the left, progressives in Illinois and Chicago are screaming, we don't want the guard, we don't want the guard, we don't want the guard. We've reported it, you've seen it, you know it. Okay, so in this situation, you have thousands of people murdered over the last 20 years in the black neighborhoods. 80% of the victims, African American. Nothing has been done. Nothing to stop the carnage because the drug gangs control the south side of Chicago and nobody's going to testify against them, just like the Mexican cartels. If you do, you're dead. And the Chicago authorities cannot control it. So the only power in the United States that can control it is the federal government. That's it. But the real evil here is that the progressive leadership doesn't want to control it. So if your house is burning down and a federal fire truck rolls in and says, look, we'll help you put out the flames, you accept the help, right? Unless you're insane. That's what President Trump did. Look, we'll tamp this murder thing down for you by helping you, by blanketing these neighborhoods with law enforcement so that the drug gangs can't come out and do this. No, we don't want it. All right, I'm going to run you another soundbite. I hate to be repetitive, but these people are doing evil things. Governor Pritzker is doing an evil thing, and so is the mayor of Chicago, Brandon Johnson. Go.
It's a terrible waste of resources. It literally is going to cost hundreds of millions of dollars for the federal government to do what they're trying to do. And it has no purpose related to crime. It is only related to interrupting the elections in 2026.
There are multiple motives that the president has right now. One, his ultimate motive, of course, is to bring federal troops, the National Guard, into the city of Chicago and cities across America to cause chaos, to justify martial law. I mean, this is, a direct play from the playbook that comes out of, our fight for civil rights.
So Pritzker says because Trump wants to win an election, and Johnson says this is a civil rights. You want to roll back civil rights for African Americans. I mean, these are loons. These are loons. Now, I'm not going to say there isn't a political component in this for Donald Trump. There is. All right? There's no doubt about it. He wants to be the law enforcement president. And that's the truth. Biden couldn't care less. Obama's hometown, Chicago, what did he do in 8 years? Tamp down a murder. Nothing.